Trump is playing pimp to Vladimir Putin. To think that a convicted war criminal has been invited to a meeting with the President of the United States. Of course, he's a convicted criminal, but on the shores of Alaska. How you could dignify this person who has killed countless thousands of people and broken every international law by a visit to the United States is unimaginable, except Trump was the same guy who invited the Taliban to a meeting at Camp David, which they at least had the sense not to attend. But can you imagine the stupidity and the arrogance of somebody arranging that type of meeting where he seeks to carve up Ukraine, and the preliminary reports coming out is he's going to suggest that Ukraine give up territory that has been taken by force and blood by Putin. Zelensky has already said no, and earlier in one of my posts, I said what I would have done. What I would have done with respect to Ukraine is given them a lot more munitions and F-16s a lot earlier than Biden did, and I would have let them strike deep into Russia, into their war machines. Two can fight at that game, and if Putin was going to use and threaten nuclear weapons, there's nothing we can do about it, but you can't stand up to a bully by saying, oh, please don't. Meanwhile, on other fronts, Trump has suggested that U.S. forces could go into Latin America and into Mexico to fight drug cartels. This is a guy who is desperate, absolutely desperate for a Nobel Peace Prize because he can't stand the fact that a black man and a prior president got the Nobel Peace Prize and nobody gives a damn what he thinks or what he does because he is the biggest appeaser of all time. Meanwhile, his cohort, Benjamin Netanyahu, has said that he wants to take control of Gaza and turn it over to the Arab states. There's not one Arab state that has volunteered to say, great idea, Netanyahu, we'll do it and we'll send our troops there to bring peace. They haven't said it, and it's the same. He operates the same way as Trump. It's his ego and lack of judgment that is causing deaths to Israeli soldiers, death to Israeli citizens, death of the reputation of a country, and death of thousands of innocent people within Gaza. Meanwhile, Trump goes ahead and is continuing to cause havoc throughout this country. He has proposed a number of people for U.S. attorneys in New York, Nevada, and New Jersey, each of whom has been deemed to be uniquely unqualified for their positions and have not been granted those positions, so that their tentative tenure of 120 days is up, and they are a disgrace to their profession. At least two of them. I think it's John Sarcone and Aliba Haba. Haba was the one who lost all of Trump's litigation cases, which shows you how good she is. She's under ethical investigation, as is, I think, John Sarcone, the woman who is acting U.S. attorney in Nevada. In her campaigns against somebody who was running against her when she was running for Congress, she had a picture of him, or said that he should be hung by the neck from a crane, if you can imagine that type of language. But maybe for Trump and his people, that type of language is fine. Meanwhile, Pete Hegseth has reposted and supported a pastor who said women shouldn't have the right to vote. This goes in line with the same way Trump's thinking that women should only be used for one purpose, and it's not even consensual sex. Finally, we ought to note that Trump was proposing 100% tariffs on semiconductors imported into this country, but he met with Tim Cook, who is head of Apple. Tim Cook gave him a gold-plated stand for some uniquely carved piece of glass, 24 karat gold, and now the semiconductors will come in either free or at a much lower tariff. I I will drop a footnote here that Trump had said that Apple will invest 500 or 600 million or $1 billion in the country. But the report is that whatever Apple is going to spend, it includes everything that they're already spending, including administrative costs for their television, for their movie production, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They made this same promise in this first term, and we'll see where that got them.